Hi, everybody. This is Dave Turnquist. I'm a real estate broker in Houston, Texas, and I'm making this brief video today for those of you that are considering protesting your property taxes in Texas, particularly Harris County and surrounding counties. Our deadline is tomorrow. Today is May 14th. The deadline is May 15th. So here's a couple things you need to know before you do this. You can always hire one of those companies that contacts you. Usually they send you stuff either through email or postcards in the mail saying that they'll get your property tax down and it won't cost you anything. They'll just take a percentage of what they save you. But I wanted to make sure you understand how much you're really saving and what you're going to lose. So basically in Texas, your property is assessed every year by the county that you live in. So I live in Harris County, and every year Harris County Assessment District is responsible for assessing the value of every property in the county. And it's the same in all counties in Texas. They call it an appraisal, but it's not really an appraisal because no licensed appraiser comes to your house and goes in it and looks around and sees what the condition is. It's just a generic assessment of the value based on home sales in the area for that year. So you have a couple of options to protest. If you feel that their assessment of your property is too high, and in many cases it is, they're just throwing out random numbers and hoping that you won't argue with them. Um, so there's a couple of things that you can do. Number one, first of all, you need to know what homes are selling for in the area, and need to know what your home is worth. And the only way you can do that with any degree of certainty is to get the current comps for your neighborhood. Now, if you live in a subdivision like I do, my neighborhood has 709 homes, so it's pretty easy to see what homes are selling for. All I have to do is run the current comps for the last 6 months and see what all the homes were selling for. And then you try to pick out the ones that are similar to yours. Some homes are larger than mine, some are much smaller, some are newer, some are older, some have been updated more, some have been not updated at all since they were built. So you got to compare apples to apples. So if you're gonna argue and protest with the county, you have to have those comps to show what other homes in your neighborhood are selling for, because I can assure you they have those comps. And that's the ammunition they're going to use against you when you try to protest. And if they've appraised your home at 300,000 and all the similar homes in your neighborhood are selling at or near 300,000, you're probably not going to win your protest unless you can prove that there's something wrong with your house. So this is the other steps. And number one, you need to know what the value of your home is based on other homes in the area. And number two, you need to show what's wrong with your house that you can start deducting value from it. If the roof is 25 years old, that's a negative because it doesn't have much life left in it. And if you've got foundation problems or big cracks in your house, you can take photos of that. Um, if there's all kinds of other issues with your home, you need to take pictures of that and share that, because everything that you can deduct as something that's wrong with the home and deducts from the value. For example, if you tried to sell your house today in its current condition, what would cause it not to sell for what they say it's worth? And so you have to prove that. So you can get comps from a local realtor. They won't charge you for this. Anybody that asks you for money for sending you comps, you need to just move on from them. Most realtors are not going to charge you anything to send you some comps. It takes them 15 minutes to run some comps on your house, and they can email them to you. And then you just need to document all the things that are wrong with your home and upload these documents into the county website when you log in with your protest. So I live in Harris County, which is Houston, and each county probably does it a little bit differently. But on my protest, I'm able to upload the comp sheet and also the photos that I took of things that needed attention that would deduct from the value of my home. Uh, Now make sure that you're uploading valid information and photos that are from your home and they're current. Because if they come out there to question you and the photos you sent are 5 years old or they're not even of your house, then you're committing fraud and you could get in some serious trouble. So make sure that what you're sending them and what you're saying to them is accurate and truthful. So once again, you need to get some comps for your property from a local agent. And you also need to know what your tax rate is so that you can see what you're saving. Again, remember what I said, you could hire somebody and they won't charge you. They'll just charge you what they save you. Well, here's the thing. On a typical $300,000 house in the Houston area, the tax rate is going to vary a little bit depending on if you're in the city limits or if you're in a mud district, whatever. So the taxes will vary. But and like for example, my home, the tax rate is $2.45 per $100 of assessed value. So let's just say it was $300,000 at $2.45 per $100. So you take the value of your home, 300,000 divided by 100, and I give you 3,000, and then you multiply that by the tax rate, which would be $2.45, and that gives you 7,000 something, whatever. So those are your taxes. And those are your taxes before any exemptions you have. You may have a homestead exemption, you may have a senior exemption, you may have a disabled exemption, a veteran. So you need to check on that too. But you need to know the tax rate. So think about it this way. If I am able to get the appraisal district or assessment district to lower my taxes by $10,000, so from the appraisal value or the assessed value from 300 to 290, you're like, oh, I'm saving $10,000. No, you're not saving anywhere near that. All they've done is lower the assessed value. You're still taking that value and multiplying it by the tax rate. So for each $1,000 that you get them to lower it, you're only saving about $25 in taxes. So on a $10,000 reduction, you're saving $250 approximately, like on a $300,000 home. So the higher the value of the home, a little bit more you're saving. But you can do the calculations yourself, or you can ask your realtor to kind of give you a hand on how that works. But the bottom line is you have to kind of figure in your time and what you're really saving. If you can only get them to come down $2,000, are you willing to go through all this stuff and spend hours and hours putting together all this information just so you can save $50? It's almost not worth it. So keep that in mind. And also, if you're letting somebody else do it for you, they're going to keep some of that money, you're not saving anything. So unless you can significantly drop the value, then you have to decide whether it's worth your time. So make sure that you know whether or not your home really is worth significantly less than what the appraisal district is saying it is. And in a lot of cases, they're pretty close to what it's worth. But unless you can prove otherwise, then it's not really worth your time. Okay, so that is our message today. Good luck to you.